Welcome to this video about the new settings interface in Yoast SEO. In this video, we'll walk you through all the settings that are now behind the new settings menu item. The first thing you should know is that we did not add features or settings that are completely new. What we did do is move some settings and features to be more intuitive and to better match your workflows. In addition, we've renamed some sections and improved our explanations. And another thing we've changed is the look and feel of the settings interface. And that's a huge change, of course. It's something you notice straight away. If you're interested in why we did this and why now, you should definitely take a look at the post we wrote about the redesign. In the future, we're going to use this look for the other sections as well, to make sure that you have the same experience everywhere. To help you get used to everything that has been changed, we've created this video and a help page on Yoast.com. The video focuses on the new settings interface without referring to the settings as they were before. However, we can imagine it's helpful to have a page that compares the new settings with the old settings. That's what the help page is for. It helps you to check the new location of settings, for example. Okay, one more thing before we get started. We have a lot of videos that show the backend of our plugin, and we're working hard on updating all of those to the new look. However, that will take some time. That's why we've added a notification to the videos that are still showing the old interface. Good. Now, let's take a look at the new settings interface. As you can see, the page comes with an additional menu on the left. This menu consists of 4 collapsible main items called General, Content Types, Categories and Tags, and Advanced. You can expand or collapse these items by clicking the arrow over here like this. Let's go through them one by one. Remember, in this video we want to show you around, but we won't go into details. We have other videos that explain how features work. We'll add some links to the video to help you find more information. Of course, you'll come across these videos in the Yoast SEO for WordPress course as well. Let's click the first item of the general settings, Site Features. Here you can indicate which features of Yoast SEO you want to use. Most features are enabled by default, but for example, the inclusive language analysis is something you could turn on yourself. The only thing you have to do to enable the feature is click the toggle. To help you navigate through the features more easily, they are organized in sections. For example, these features all have to do with writing content. Then we have site structure, social sharing, tools, and APIs. The next menu item is Site Basics. In the Site Info section, you can set the basic info for your site, such as the name of your website, an alternate website name if you want to, the tagline, a separator, and an image. There's also a section called Site Preferences. Here you will find 2 toggles. By enabling the first one, you make sure that only editors and administrators have access to the advanced settings in the Yoast SEO sidebar. The second toggle enables you to opt in or out for usage tracking. Let's move on to Site Representation. Here you can indicate whether your site represents an organization or a person. We make sure to transform this information into structured data search engines can easily understand. As a result, they might be able to display your content better in the search results. Then we have Site Connections. Here you can verify your site with different tools, such as Google Search Console, Bing, and Pinterest. Okay, let's take a look at the next main menu item, which is called Content Types. By default, you will see 3 items here: Homepage, Posts, and Pages. If you have additional content types on your website, for example, product pages, videos, or courses, you will see them here as well. Let's click Homepage to see what's there. As you can see, this page consists of 2 sections, Search Appearance and Social Appearance. Here you can determine how your homepage should look in the search results, or on social media. By default, Yoast SEO generates an SEO title and a social title for your homepage based on the template of variables you see here. You don't have to change the template, but if you want to, you can. In addition to the titles, you can enter a meta description and a social description. And you can upload a social image. If we go to the next menu item, Posts, you will see the Search Appearance section and Social Appearance section here as well. However, the templates for social media are only available if you have Yoast SEO Premium. Another difference is the presence of this toggle here. By default, it's enabled, which means that you want to show this content type in the search results. If you want to hide a particular content type from the search results, just click the toggle and save your changes. Okay, let's scroll down to the other sections. Here, you can find the schema settings for posts. And there's some additional settings. Do you want to show the Yoast SEO sidebar and meta box in the post editor? Then enable this toggle. And if you have Yoast SEO Premium, you can add custom fields as well. The settings for other content types are very similar. If I click Pages and scroll down, you can see that the options are nearly the same. The next main menu item is Categories and Tags. The options shown here are again very similar to what we've seen before. There's Search Appearance, Social Appearance, and additional settings. The final toggle on this page is something we haven't seen before. With this toggle, you can show or hide the prefix, which is usually the word category in category URLs. The settings for tags are, you guessed it, pretty much the same, so we'll skip them. Let's explore the advanced settings. The first menu item is called Crawl Optimization, and you only have access to these settings if you have Yoast SEO Premium. Basically, this is a long list of toggles you can use to remove things you don't want and to prevent search engines from crawling stuff they don't need to. For example, with the first toggle, you can remove links to the short links WordPress automatically creates for every post. These short links are basically a shortened version of the URL of the same page, and it's usually safe to remove them. All these toggles are disabled by default because you have to decide for yourself what's useful for you to keep and what's not. In the end, the goal of this cleanup is to make your site more efficient and to reduce your carbon footprint. Okay, let's continue and click the Breadcrumbs menu item. At the bottom of this page, you can enable the Yoast SEO breadcrumbs for your theme. With the other settings, you can determine how your breadcrumbs should look and what should be included in the breadcrumb path. Next, you will find menu items for 3 different types of archives: author archives, date archives, and format archives. You will recognize the Search Appearance and Social Appearance sections we've discussed earlier. But you will see some additional toggles at the top of the page as well. The first toggle allows you to disable the archive altogether, like this. If you don't want that, you can also decide not to show them in the search results. You can do the same for date archives. You can disable the archives with the first toggle, or, and we do that by default, keep your date archives out of the search results. Same story for format archives. Enable or disable with the first toggle, and hide or show with the second toggle. All right, let's take a look at special pages. Here, you will see some default templates for your internal search pages and your 404 error pages. Feel free to make changes to the template if you like. Then we have media pages. At the top of the page, you will see this toggle. We switch it off by default because that's the best thing to do for most sites. But if you want to enable media pages on your site, you might want to do that if you have a photography site, for example. It's just a matter of clicking the toggle. This will give you access to the additional settings. Finally, the last menu item in the advanced section is RSS. The first section is called RSS Feed. Here, you can add content that you want to appear before or after each post in your RSS feed. If you scroll down a bit, you will find the variables you can use. For example, in the default templates over here, we use the variables post link and blog link. And that was the end of the tour. We know it takes time to get used to changes, but we hope this video will help you find your way more easily. As I've said before, you can also consult the help page on Yoast.com to compare the old settings with the new ones. And we've added a quick search function to the new settings menu item. For example, if you type in Cornerstone content, the search function will lead you to the new location of this feature. Okay, then all that's left to say is good luck and have fun!